Hey, Pathfinders, welcome back to Light the Path podcast. I'm your host, Deborah the Queen. And look, we are on episode 3 of Conversations with Qualon. And you're going to love this one too. Building legacy, music, community, and movement. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Let me welcome Qualon back to Light the Path podcast.
Hey, welcome back.
Hey, we back. Conversations with Qualon, episode 3. Let's get into it. What does legacy mean to you in this season of your life?
Legacy to me looks like leaving something and building something that will last longer than my physical self, whether that's music, whether that's institutions, whether that's a path that you could go down, whether it's being as excellent as you can in fitness, whether it's being the best communicator possible, whether that's being the greatest community activist that we know or like of your generation, because I was one of the people that inspired you. That looks like music, that looks like books, all these things that will really be able to be like, hey, who is Qualon? And people 100 years from now can look back and be inspired by my work because, yes, even though it's still me sharing about the time that we're in today, it's still timeless.
Absolutely. That's real good. How can creativity and activism work together to bring change? Because you have both hands in both areas.
Yeah, absolutely. Artist activist is definitely a thing. The Black Man Lab, what I was talking about earlier, how our album came about, the We Need You album by the Black Man Lab, that came from attorney Mowley Davis. He wrote a book called We Need You, Encouraging My Son's Generation for Black Liberation. Mm-hmm. And 50 young people read that book and created from it in their own way. I went in there thinking I was going to do poetry. Mm-hmm. And so my lane was only poems. I didn't have to worry about who was going to be doing the recording. I didn't have to worry about who was making beats. I didn't have to worry about no cover art. I got to really just be in my lane from what I learned from it, and ended up rapping on 4 of those songs. They ended up being spoken word, hip hop, R&B, digital art, clothing, music videos, all done by these young adults in their own creative way, based off of this book that was wanting to encourage the next generation for Black liberation. And yeah, that's just one of the ways that it goes about. Being able to do podcasts. I know with the Black Man Lab, we went on a tour throughout the state of Georgia in the past presidential election, leading up to it, just hearing what Black men had to say about the upcoming election. And we were partnering with the New Georgia Project to make sure that they had factual information. We weren't telling them who to vote for. We just wanted to make sure that they didn't have misinformation. And Absolutely. So being able to share that with them, hear what their thoughts were. So I was like, hey, we on a bus and we rolling. And that's how we're going to come and talk to you. Because sometimes it could be virtual like this. Other times we have that opportunity to meet you in person and create podcasts and all these different things. So being able to talk about it and share like that. Through your artwork, you could create a picture that looks like that talks about what Black liberation looks like. I know for me, right here in my office, on my wall, I have a picture that I drew in therapy. I don't know if you can see it, it's kind of light, but it was like, draw your happy place. And to me, it's me in a hammock in between some fruit trees in my garden.
That's what I was gonna say. I see the trees. Oh wait, you know what? Let me do solo layout. Let's see. Boom. Can I do that? Solo layout. Let's see. So okay, there we go.
So yeah, I know they talk about how rest is liberating as well.
Yes.
Resistance. And this is me laying down in the hammock reading a book in between some fruit trees. There's a river over here. That's the family up there. It's like the house.
Yes.
And that's freedom and that's peace and that's liberating to me. And I want that. And so you can use your artwork to inspire you and to talk about the work and the things that's able. How many times has a picture motivated or inspired somebody? How many times has a speech been able to do that for somebody? Sometimes it's a song. So there's all these different ways. Like, I think that artists are some of the most necessary people in our fight for freedom and liberation for our people, because those are the ones that are going to inspire you. Those are the ones that are moving energy. It's those pictures, it's those videos, it's those poems, it's those songs. If you look at back when we had songs like Fight the Power and
You talking my language now,
yeah,
okay?
like self-destruction. If you
Public
like
Enemy.
Public Enemy, I'm listening to Dead Prez, and I'm like, yo,
Yes.
these messages that they're talking about, that was inspiring. If you look at that coinciding with also like the movements that were going on at that time, you're gonna see a correlation. Like now today, you're looking at some of the most popular songs and things that are chart topping versus like how much civil rights and stuff is going on is not as potent. There's still things going on, yes, and I'm grateful for it. But that's why I'm like, we really need to make sure that our artists are at the forefronts as well as we need those entrepreneurs that are up there and the youth that are up there, and the elders that are able to talk and lead, help provide resources and wisdom and knowledge. Like they're all important. We need them all. And those artists are some of those people that is going to help capture that and take it. Like I know for me, something that I learned, the happy birthday, the one that's all happy and upbeat. I didn't know Stevie Wonder made it. So I found that out. That was really cool. And then I didn't know that Stevie Wonder made that song about Dr. Martin Luther King. When you listen to the full song on YouTube, he even talks about Dr. King. It was because at that time they didn't want MLK Day to be like a holiday or something like that, and then he wanted to commemorate that. So now it's like the work that he was doing. Stevie Wonder, like from my knowledge, wasn't like out there in the field marching with him and things of that nature. Nah, like he in the studio, and look what he was able to create. Like the culture has benefited from that. Dr. King's legacy has been able to be elongated from that way as well. So artists and activism, they go hand in hand.
Yes, absolutely. Have there been moments when serving others have reshaped how you see yourself?
Absolutely. Servant leadership. I thought like leadership looked just one kind of way, is person in front, leader in charge, rah, 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 come, things of that nature. We're not going to light the path, we're going to blaze the path. That's leadership. But realizing, like leadership looks so many different ways. Servant leadership, serving and helping. I know even through the Black Man Lab, when I first started with them, it's me going in, listening, I'm taking notes. But then that went from me, like I said, now I'm offering help to people. Some brothers, they want to go to the lab. They don't have a ride there. Hey, I got a car. Let's carpool. And now they're able to get the knowledge and the nuggets and the tidbits that they need and those connections that they were able to get to further everyone's life on that path that's completely different from my own journey.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. I remember there was a time there was a young man who had just returned, who was a returning citizen from being formerly incarcerated, and he had a place to stay. He's looking for jobs and things of that nature, but he just didn't have any work clothes or any professional clothes. I'm like, hey, bro, here's my number. Tomorrow, $50, we go into Goodwill and we're gonna get you right. And he was able to get several pieces of clothes and things of that nature for that $50 to help him, get on a proper footing. I'm looking at I'm not thinking of that as leadership or service. I'm like, I'm just helping, just helping other people that know what their purpose is until I figure out what mine is. And then by the time that I'm like, hey, I know what it is that I want to do, this is what I'm going for. Like I look back, there's a whole community of people willing to help you and vouch for you because you was willing to serve selflessly without like wanting anything in return. It's like, I'm going to help you because you know what you're doing. And I know sometimes one person can't get whatever it is done. Like you need help with something.
Absolutely.
So knowing that, I didn't know that's what leadership looked like, and then I'm reading in the Bible and things like that. Jesus was over there washing people's feet. Like, I'm like, okay, just because like you feel like you're the one that's leading these people, that don't mean you also can't be serving. Like, don't nobody want to follow, or I mean, how many times does somebody have a terrible boss and you don't really want to work for them and nothing like that? It's just like, but then how many times have you been inspired to work with somebody, just off of the strength of I love who you are as a person? Like,
that's it.
It happens all the time. So just that servant leadership aspect, and just how incredible it is to be able to help somebody, because I have no idea how these blessings going to come back to me. I'm like, look, I'm gonna just drop the seeds and the harvest gonna come. However, it might come back in the same person, it might come in a completely different way. I don't know, but I'm just gonna plant these seeds. Like,
That's it. I love that. And see, this is why it's a whole series. Y'all see why it's a whole series. Quayla is a brilliant mind. He's a young person. And this is totally out of my demographics of people. But I want my age group, my age range to hear this from the younger generation and just to be more in tune with the way you're not the only person thinking like that. You're speaking also for, the Black Man Lab, what you're doing with them. You're talking to fourth and fifth graders. So, like, this is very helpful, especially for my age group, to be able to hear from the people that are coming up. I mean, it's we didn't pass the baton. It ain't even where we're still running. We didn't slow down. Okay, we didn't slow down. We're handing the baton to you, and the future is in good hands. I keep telling y'all that
absolutely.
the more and more, and we have to be open to listening to y'all's perspective.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
so I really I'm enjoying this series. Okay.
Same. This is beautiful. This is beautiful.
Thank you so much. Let everybody know where they can connect with you on social media or however they feel led.
Absolutely. So you can find me on social media, Qualon underscore is QB, QUALON underscore ISQB. You can find me on streaming platforms wherever you're listening to your music at Qualon B. That We Need You album by the Black Man Lab. I'm on there. You can find me on my upcoming album, Rookie Season. You'll be able to see that. So wherever you're listening to your music, things of that nature, you can find me there. You can find me on these podcasts. Tune in and Light the Path. We got a couple episodes now. There's a whole series we got going on. So if this is the one you're hearing, there's more. And yeah, you can find